Okay, back here in my favorite little new program, Cavalry. And I'm going to do a series of tutorials, but there's something I wanted to make very clear because I think, maybe the Cavalry people will watch this and correct me, but I used to teach using MASH within Maya, and the folks at Cavalry, they made MASH, which is a kind of a motion graphics duplication plugin for Maya. And at its core was this idea of something called inherited transformation. Seems like a big fancy word, but I wanted to just show and demonstrate what that actually is, because I think it's relevant, and again, maybe the Cavalry people will correct me, I think it's relevant to understanding a core functionality of Cavalry in that how the Duplicator duplication system works, right? So I'm just going to create a rectangle, and I'll just do Command D to duplicate it, right? And let me just change the, oops, that's not what I want to do. I want to take the copy, and I'm just going to make it a child of that rectangle. So I'm going to take the first one, just so that we can see them, like they're right on top of each other. We can't see which one's which. So I'm going to change the size of here we go. This one that's in the back. And let me just round the edges or something, just so I can see it, and let's make it red, right? So I have a rectangle here, and then I have the shape that is parented to it, right? And in fact, let's load it up this way. If I double click this one and then that one. So I have rectangle shape here at the very top. And I have it here at the center of the world. I've kind of changed its size or whatever. But both of them say that their position is 0, 0 in the world space. And if you did not know, in Cavalry, you can see it. I have the rulers set up here. 0, 0 is the center of the world, just like it is in 3D. I find it fascinating that the Cavalry people basically brought 3D into this 2D space at the very beginning. So I teach creative code, and a lot of times 0, 0 is the upper left-hand corner, unless you start using WebGL in a 3D space, and then it is starts out at the center. But 0, 0 is the center in 2D space, just as it would be in 3D. Okay, so I have these two objects here, one's parented to the other, and what I wanted to talk about is this inherited transformation, right? So I've moved the X and the Y for rectangle shape 3, and I'm even going to rotate it, right? And I'll just put it there. So this has a number, this has a number, this has a number, and both of these objects in screen space exist, whatever this is, what is that? 275 on the positive, and 220, I guess, in the Y, right? And I'm looking at by these little the little red marks that I have there, right? So you can see that, right? 271, 220 is right on there. But the shape that's the child of it, right, the gray one, it says its position is 0, 0 with 0 rotation whatsoever. Well, how could this be, right? And it's because of this idea of inherited transformation. For my coding people, it's like push and pop, where that was applied to one object and the other object is kind of along for the ride. So I might say that the rectangle shape 3 is at 0, 0, that's what it is, but I have transformed the matrix, which I love saying, right? The screen coordinates, or the world coordinates, to a new location. And because rectangle shape 3 is parented to rectangle shape, the copy, the child, right, of this is parented to rectangle shape 3 over here, it's like an umbrella. It protects it, right? It says, sorry, I just knocked over my microphone. That was hilarious. I can't do these video tutorials without gesturing all over the place, even though you can't see me. So it's like an umbrella from a transformation standpoint, and people using 3D know this all the time, but maybe in 2D, in 2D animation, maybe this is kind of new to you. So I just wanted to clarify, because this is the way that Cavalry works with duplicates. So it just wants the object to be centered at 0, 0, and then it uses this duplication system to put them places. So you either have to just feed your animation information into the duplicator, or what you would have to do is create a transformation umbrella, right? A parent in the hierarchy, so that the children itself could be animated and do whatever they want, and there's something up above it, a parent, and usually this would be a group, that would protect the transformation so that the duplicator system knew what to do with it. Okay, so there's nothing else really with this tutorial. This is its own thing. It's like a core component that you need to understand for so many different things that you might do in Cavalry. So I'll end it there, and then I'll go on to my next tutorials, but I'm going to refer back to this idea.